next guest here on Drive Time lost an incredible 14 stone in 9 months, only to put it all back on again. Chris Mardlin from Portsmouth has been long struggling with his weight. When he was 13, he was 20 stone, rising to 33 stone by the age of 25. So 2 years ago, he decided to take drastic action. With the help of extreme exercise and pills, his weight spiralled downwards, but so did his health, and within months he was back to his former size. Well, I'm delighted to say that Chris joins me on the line now. Chris, afternoon to you. 20 stone then when you were 13?
Yeah, I was obviously quite a high weight with my childhood all the way through. I went up with my weight with my age, so I was like 3 stone, 4 stone. Yeah. So it's always been there.
A lot of people will be listening to this thinking, how on earth did you get that heavy? There must have been a point where, you know, at 13, your family, your friends were saying, this is too heavy, you need to stop it now.
Yeah, around the age of 15 was the first time I entered my cycle of like yo-yo dieting. I lost about 6 stone or so, and then every year then on, I would go on a cycle of losing 5 stone, 6 stone, all that sort of stuff.
And how were you losing the weight at that time then? Was it the same kind of idea as this last bout of weight loss?
Not quite as much. I was more just gentle jogging and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. Obviously, each time I've achieved weight loss, I wanted to get more next time. And with the market now full of products where you can get lots of stuff like fat burners and all that sort of stuff, you think to yourself, I'm going to take the option to try them.
Okay, so that was it. And how long ago was that then that you decided to go down this route?
2014. It was the end of January I started. And
so you were just talk me through then an average day for you. What were you doing?
Whilst I was losing weight, it would be obviously healthy. I still ate healthy and everything, just a healthy breakfast and everything, and there'd be 2 or 3 hours in the gym.
Wow.
Which obviously is not a bad thing at all.
No, it's quite a commitment though.
Yeah. I'm very much one or the other, so... Yeah.
I was going to say, it's very extreme, isn't it, in your case, with this weight loss and then sort of putting it back on. Was this a cycle that you noticed earlier on in your life?
Yes, it's always been there. I mean, to my family, it almost seems normal.
Yeah.
When I wrote the story off, they didn't quite think that anything would come of it, because to them it's just so normal for me to be like it. And when other people read it, obviously it's a big shock, because it's not average to lose 14 stone in 9 months and then for it to come back on within 6 or 7. So.
And I interrupted you, sorry, you were saying, so you were spending like 2-3 hours in the gym, you were eating healthily, and then you had the diet pills on top of this?
Yeah, after about 2 or 3 months I started to take the diet pills and stuff called pre-workout.
Right.
Which together had about 650 milligrams of caffeine in.
Okay.
Which is probably the equivalent to about 25 cups of coffee or so.
So that was really giving you the energy to motor on at the gym?
Yeah, but after you'd done your exercise and everything, you get a big crash.
Yeah. And
obviously you need it again the next day, and I ended up getting heart palpitations, my face was going numb during exercise, all this sort of stuff, and like even times I couldn't lift my arms when I was doing too much. I just feel, my body would feel like it wasn't my own.
Wow. So, but over a period of 9 months then, at what point did you think this has just gone too far? I need to lose weight, but I need to do it in a safer way?
When it came to the point where I had to do so much exercise just to maintain weight.
Right.
And it started coming back on. I went on a holiday with all-inclusive, and within that week, because I just had a week off, and I was, eating because I was on holiday, it wasn't like eating excessively, but within that week, 30 pounds came back on.
Really?
So that's when I knew my metabolism was just completely shot, and it just got hard to maintain where I was.
But at least you recognise that, though. I mean, what sort of state are you in now, then? Because over what period of time did you put all that weight back on?
That was basically over the year.
Right.
From, again, a year later, it basically started in January again.
Right.
So, like, I repeated the cycle just in reverse.
So in doing it the other way around. And,
yeah.
And where are you now, then? Are you at a point where you want to lose weight again, but you want to do it in a different way? Because, I mean, we're going to talk to somebody who knows about this in just a minute, but most people do know that you need to lose it slowly over a long period of time to keep it off.
Yeah, definitely. That's something I definitely need to get out there, is that you can't just do it fast, because it won't work.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now. It'll probably take longer. I'm doing about an hour and a half at the gym.
Right, okay.
And not quite as much. and I'm only trying to, better myself by a little bit each day rather than silly amounts.
Yeah.
And it may well take 18 months to 2 years.
Yeah.
Rather than the 9 months, but it will, in the end, be better results.
Yeah, and it will save you a lot of time in the long run, I think, otherwise the sort of spiral of what you're doing. It's incredible to hear your story, Chris. Thanks for sharing it with us, and here's to some good luck and good health as you carry on the road to the weight loss. Let's talk to Denise Thomas, who I know is sitting alongside you, from the specialist team at the QA Hospital, who's head of nutrition and dietetics. Is that right, dietetics?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
This isn't a healthy way to lose weight, is it?
Absolutely not. No, Chris is very brave in sharing his story.
Exactly,
it's almost an eating disorder. It's a concept of the binging, which for some people would be on food. For Chris was binging on the gym, and he got a real high out of the gym. He was exercising so much, and that competitive spirit that's in him really drove him on. But that, in the concept of using all that caffeine, was just going to set up a disaster for him in terms of weight regain. And as Chris rightly says, this has been a pattern all of his life. So now he has to try and work through that and try and learn how to do it a bit differently.
It must be, from looking at it from Chris's point of view, though, if you need to lose this amount of weight and there is what seems to be a quick fix, and that might be, in Chris's case, somebody who wants to lose a lot, might be somebody who just wants to diet to go on holiday to look better on the beach, or whatever it happens to be, it is very tempting to go down that route of taking pills, going to the gym, having that kind of fast fix to lose a bit of weight.
I think you're right. I think we all look for things that are quick and easy for us to do, but the reality is it's not cost effective, for one. It's not cost effective on our bodies, for the second thing, because what it does is that when you've lost a lot of weight like that, you've lost lean body mass as well as fat tissue, and that means that you are going to regain more fat as you put the weight back on, so you end up being almost a fatter individual as a result of it. So it stores up a lot of problems for you long term. As Chris said, his metabolism was significantly affected. So you might only do it for, say, 2 weeks before you go off to your summer holiday, but it means that you're going to weight restore whilst you're on holiday and come home with a greater problem. And that seems a bit foolhardy. And as I said, you need to make that economic change in saying, no, actually, I've got to make some long-term changes here, which, as Chris says, might not be delivered very quickly, might take a few years to achieve, but are possible for you, and it will have significant benefits to your health.
Really good advice, Denise. Thank you very much indeed. And Chris, thank you again for sharing your stories this afternoon. Chris Mardlin and Denise Thomas here on BBC Radio Solent. Just gone 5:30 now.
BBC Radio Solent.
The next guest here on Drive Time lost an incredible 14 stone in 9 months, only to put it all back on again. Chris Mardlin from Portsmouth has been long struggling with his weight. When he was 13, he was 20 stone, rising to 33 stone by the age of 25. So 2 years ago, he decided to take drastic action. With the help of extreme exercise and pills, his weight spiralled downwards, but so did his health, and within months, he was back to his former size. Well, I'm delighted to say that Chris joins me on the line now. Chris, afternoon to you. 20 stone then when you were 13?
Yeah, I was obviously quite a high weight with my childhood all the way through. I went up with my weight with my age, so I was like 3 stone, 4 stone.
Yeah.
So it's always been there.
A lot of people will be listening to this thinking, how on earth did you get that heavy? There must have been a point where, at 13, your family, your friends were saying, this is too heavy, you need to stop it now.
Yeah, around the age of 15 was the first time I entered my cycle of yo-yo dieting. I lost about 6 stone or so, and then every year then on, I would go on a cycle of losing 5 stone, 6 stone, all that sort of stuff.
And how were you losing the weight at that time then? Was it the same kind of idea as this last